Hello, good afternoon, this is Diecast Luna. Hope you're all doing well. And as you can see in the background there, at long last, my Tremors Jeep Gladiator project is finally finished. And what an ordeal it was. Not because it's my first sort of weathering, this is the first sort of thing I've done like this, but it's not because of that it was the problem. Anybody that does any sort of building car, you know, making model cars like this, or any sort of restorations, anybody that does this type of thing will know that a lot of the vintage pieces, Matchbox vintage pieces, can be very brittle. And I basically had the little pillar back here break. It was already broken when I got the casting. This casting's from about late 60s, 68, sort of 66, something like that. I can't remember now when the actual casting was made, but it's old. And when I cleaned it all off with the stripping process and went to repair it, the other side cracked off at the same time. So I managed to repair it, and then when after it thoroughly dried and I started doing the first coat of the undercoat, it opened up. Excuse me. It opened up, so I had to let it dry off again, and then when I eventually got it all fixed and got the first couple of undercoat coats on, I then dropped it, which then broke the roof right off. So it's just been really, spent a long time getting the roof strengthened and fitted and all that good stuff. And then when it came to wheel choice, I got loads of Real Rider wheels and lots of green light wheels here, but I had nothing that was right for them. They're all sports wheels. I had no off-road wheels. The only off-road wheels I had were huge off-road wheels. So in the end I had to go with a set of modern Matchbox wheels that had some sort of tread on the outside, just to give it, because obviously on the vehicle they use in the Tremors movie it's jacked up. But other than that, it was fine, you know. Doing all the weathering and everything else and the spraying and was all good. It was just the initial hurdles, you know, the wheels and other bits. But anyway, let's take a closer look. So like I said, I have done a coaster. I've set it onto an old coaster and given it a, as you can see, it's what I'm going for. Excuse me. What I went for with this was, because I couldn't do it exactly as the actual Tremors vehicle, because the Tremors vehicle had a slightly different rear butt, I suppose you would call it, setup, and I didn't have any little brushes and carpets and different bits like I had from the film. So I thought I'd go for the Jeep years later after the film, sort of like as if it was abandoned, you know, not so much after the film, but like as if they abandoned the vehicle, say years later, when the vehicle really had a good bit of use. So as you can see, it's got some real weathering going on, like rust, and tried to replicate as best I could. And all the front's detailed in, as you can see, lights and grille. And I didn't do much with the interior, I just sprayed it black. The doors do still open, but I'm not going to open them because there's so much wash on it and stuff. They might have got a little bit stiff. And it isn't glued to this base, it will come off it. I'm just leaving it on there just because I just think it looks good on there. And then there's the rear. Actually, let's just take it off here so you can see what I've done to the rear properly. So you can see, if we move this to one side a second, I've got some old tyres glued in, and we got an old blower off the top of an engine, excuse me, which I've weathered a bit, and some old axles, and I left that hole in the screen because I thought it added character, and there's an old welder, I think it's an old welder there. So, but it hasn't turned out too bad. The wheels do still move, it does still roll. Underneath's pretty plain, but really there's nothing much to look underneath that. But like I said, it hasn't turned out too bad at all for my first attempt at this type of thing. So yeah, but like I said, I got part way through the project. Let's put it back on its plinth a second, 2 seconds. Which way did I have it? I think I had it like that. So I basically, part way through the project, I realised that I couldn't get any tampos or anything to replicate the V and E for Val and Earl on the side, and I was going to try and use a glass pen, but the glass pen just wouldn't work on the actual bodywork of the car, and I haven't got my printer yet, which I am expecting soon. So anyway, I couldn't do any stickers for it, and I had no, you know, because basically I wanted to make it replica accurate to the screen used vehicle, but I couldn't. So I just thought, let's make it look like it's been abandoned. Let's make it look like that. Sometimes, you know, after the, you know, that Val and Earl basically, you know, the vehicle basically got left. It broke down, and they left it in the middle of the desert. So anyway, so that's the vehicle. Was a bit of a interesting one to make, like I said. With a few issues that I had, but I will be doing some more, but I'm not going to be doing anything more like this until I've got some more stuff in the future to actually do it to the way I'd like to do it. It's, because like I said, I would have rather have made it more authentic, but anyway, with that, please like, share, subscribe, stay tuned for more unboxings, vintage pieces, custom pieces, and blah 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 blah, and all that good stuff. And I will see you all very soon. Thanks for watching.